Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Portia and I'm a Nigerian living in Doha, Qatar. So today's video is going to be a things I've learned since moving to Qatar. So this is August. I moved to Qatar in July 2022. So last month I was 4 years in Qatar. 4 years. I came in July, but I went back in October and came back in February and went back to Nigeria again in February, March, April, in June, and in June I came back in September of 2023. But since September 2023, I have been in Qatar and I have not gone anywhere since then, unfortunately. Anyway, so I'm just going to be sharing a few things I've learned. Can I say that? Since moving here. Side note is I'm not a professional. I'm not a. My advice are purely from a personal standpoint. Also, um, it might sound like I'm biased, but this is my personal experience so far. The first thing is, and the most important thing, especially as a Nigerian, is that Qatar is very safe. I know it's one of the safest countries to live in the world. It ranks, I don't even know, but it's really safe. Like sometimes we forget to lock our door. Sometimes I come down from the car and I leave it. We park our parking lots are usually outside, and we park and I don't like have feel the need to just lock it. There was even one time my husband went to work and he parked at the stadium to pick up something. I think to meet up somebody, and his wallet fell off from his I think pocket or his hand, and he went all the way to where he was supposed to go to. And when he got to where he was supposed to go to, he noticed that his wallet was missing. And he was really frantic because it contains money, cards, ID cards, ATMs, all of that jazz. So later, like at the end of the work day, he went back to the stadium and someone had picked up the wallet and tucked it in the, what do they call it, the handle of the car door. And that was where he found everything was intact. I've even seen people do videos of where they keep their possessions and they don't get stolen. So it's very safe. It's very safe, I must say. Like I know someone that used to take walks in the midnight, young, like a woman. You can't try that anywhere else in the world, in my opinion. Anyway, so that's that. It's very safe. The second thing is that um, the the work is it's very difficult to get jobs here in Qatar. I'm not going to mince words. It's because I've been looking. I have worked for a while, for like a few weeks. Maybe one day I'll be able to share my story, but no. But I've worked for a few weeks. I've not like had a proper job since I came here, and I've been looking. So it's not easy to get good jobs here. It's not easy. People are getting good jobs. People are even getting jobs from all the way from Nigeria and being recruited to Qatar. It just depends. It's not easy. You have to. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. The heat is ridiculous. I have to mention this one in top three because we are currently today was because I went out in the morning. Today was 45 degrees. Yeah, but it said because of the high humidity, the humidity was about 70 something percent. Because of the humidity, it was going to feel like 50 degrees. It's hot. It's humid. It's horrible. Like it's so and it literally lasts for 3 to 4 months where it's very intensely hot. So it's not nice. I'm usually indoors and the AC does not always help because the air is dry, my nose is blocked. So because of that, most of the time we have to spend the summer indoors and the babies are cranky, they're fussy, they want to go outside because yeah, they want to go outside. But the weather is horrible. Um Making friends. In my first year it was very lonely. The only people I didn't know anybody. The only person I knew, the only two people I knew were wives of my husband's friends. But I something I know that when you want something, I'm not young. I'm in my 30s and I'm having babies. I told God that I didn't want to. I know how hard it is making friends on a normal day, but I know it's harder making friends as a grown up. But now I have things to consider that the friends I have will also end up being friends of my family. My husband will end up being friends with my friends' husbands, and my babies will end up being friends. So my friendships have to be they have to be solid. So I prayed about it. I'm not even gonna front. I did. I told God that I didn't want to. I don't want all those. Mm-mm. So I have been intentional and I prayed about it. And yeah, so far the kind of people I have, 10/10. My top life gang, sons, sisters. So yeah, there's that. So it's not easy. There are people that find it harder. Like I met a few people in the first few weeks or months of moving here, and it was not cute. It was not cute. That's all I'm gonna say. It's harder, but so far so good. I'm okay. I have a large community of sisters. Sisters, I call them sisters because it's amazing. But sometimes people that are supposed to be close to you that you would think would end up being friends or useful or I don't know. The good thing about me is I learned early that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. Like it's not it's a hard pill to swallow, but I think I learned it really early. So I don't usually feel bad when people don't stick to me or don't like me because personally, it's I'm not the most easily approachable person. Like I don't have a very welcoming face. I'm not. I don't know. So if you end up seeing me and liking me, I'm like okay, you have spiritual eyes. So yeah, um, the cost of living Qatar is not expensive, but it's expensive. So people always use, oh, it's tax free for employees, employers, and companies and brands. I think they still pay tax, but employees, like the way they pay in the UK and the US and other places, so they don't pay tax. So people use that as a catch to want to move here, and they forget to factor in that something always has to give. So in the case of this country, I think um, currently I think Nigeria is the most expensive place to live in the whole world. I don't know, quote me. But Qatar house is expensive. What you get for what you get for $500 in Qatar will get you. I don't know how I don't want to put exact numbers and figures, but rent is expensive. In my opinion, rent is expensive in Qatar because I know my brother was living in Europe at a time, and what he was paying in Europe for a two-bedroom was what we were paying for a one-bedroom. Yeah, for a two-bedroom, and the two-bedroom was yeah. So if you want to have a very nice house in Qatar, you pay through your nose. What people are paying for two bedrooms in like in Doha, Pearl, you use and get like a stand-alone duplex in the UK and the US and Canada and everywhere else. So yeah, but apart from that, I think every other thing is subsidized. Schools are expensive. My baby was in nursery; it was expensive. And after nursery, you go to KG. KG, you can get decent priced ones depending on where you look. They have really expensive school that goes up to like 80,000 Qatari riyals a year. And you have affordable ones that go about maybe 15 to 18K. But now getting into those schools, very difficult. I think I've said debating. But yeah, I think that's one of the hardest things I'm finding here that school. So if we are ever to leave this country, school will be one of the reasons we leave because by the time he gets to primary, that's grade, and he has another brother, it's just going to amount to like a ridiculous sum. So my hats off to people that are paying fees for like 3 to 4 children in this country. So movement, movement here. I live in Alcor. For some reason, when they were building the metro, they stopped in Lucille. They didn't get all the way here, so you don't have access to the metro. But if you don't have a car, it can get really difficult to move around. But once you're in Lucille, you can easily like it's easier. So I don't see the need to drive around in Qatar. I used to drive in Nigeria. I've been driving for almost how old am I? Almost 15 years. I've been driving for a while, but I don't see the need to hurriedly like using a car to move around. My husband moves around, so he drives us to church and all the far distance we need to go to. I don't mind being a passenger princess. And to be honest, the places I need to get to me, it makes more sense to just Uber. Then if I'm in Doha, the metro is easily accessible, or Ubers are also not expensive. My challenge is usually moving from Alcor all the way to Doha. But once I'm able to find my way to that place, I'm good chibubu. So yeah, that's about that. But some people find it difficult. I don't mind the public transportation once I'm outside Alcor. Being an immigrant is that's what I am, Abby. That's so being an immigrant is there's just a lot of things you have to relearn and unlearn. But my favorite things, one of my favorite things here is the healthcare. I had my baby, my first baby, emergency cesarean section, and I was on a visit visa, so I had to pay. But my baby was in NICU for 5 days, and we didn't pay a dime because I had paid like a ridiculous amount of money for my delivery. So I was already panicking that okay, if I was able to, if I was charged this for delivery, I wonder what they would charge me for him being in incubator and NICU for 5 days. The medicine, everything, we didn't pay zilch, nothing. I was blown away. So by the time I had my second baby, I had gotten a resident visa under my husband, and we paid only for room and board. That was like the room, the bed, and the food. So the cesarean section was free, and the room and board was 100 Qatar Reals a night. That's about 37,000 naira, less than 100. About am I calculating it wrong? Like it was very affordable, less than $30 a night. So for 3 nights, I stayed in the hospital. I paid 300 real. Yeah, for my baby. So most of the time, and then the first year of his life, he like first year of my baby's life, both of them, their health, their drugs, and everything is free from the government, and we use the government hospitals. It's affordable. Sometimes we use the private hospitals for sharp things for, and the private hospitals that can be very expensive. But I found that you can actually find ones that can be within your budget depending on what you're looking for. So yeah, I really like the healthcare system. Like if not for anything, Tata takes like they're up here for me, and especially their emergency response is impeccable because I can say because my first baby was an emergency C-section, and it literally saved me and my baby's life. So one thing I didn't know, I knew I didn't plan to move abroad, but I knew what like I was gonna miss home. It's hard being away from home. It's hard being away from my family. And currently, my family is scattered. I have a brother in Dubai. I have a brother in Canada. Then my sister is back in Nigeria with my brother. So if we have to meet, it's going to be a hassle. But I've been lucky so far that last year my brother came, my mom came, and my sister came. Then this year my sister came, and I'm expecting to either see my brother or go to Dubai. One of those. Tell Dubai people to stop nonsense with their visa for Nigerians. I'm debating. But yeah, that's one thing people underestimate here: the loneliness and the lack of family help. Currently, I'm able to film because I have friends that have turned to like sisters that I can leave my babies with. Because I've been filming since I left the house by I dropped my babies off by like 9, and I've been filming since 10, and this is currently past 3. No, this is 3:30, and my babies have been there. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I have managed to build a community of friends that are very reliable. Because it's just I didn't even believe I could do this, and I'm just thankful to God that I'm able to have this kind of support, because that's one of the hardest things about living abroad. So far, would I advise anybody to come to Qatar? I think in my last Q&A I did about like getting on my previous videos, I one of the questions I answered was, would I advise anybody to move to Qatar? And I'll reiterate that if you have a job offer from Qatar, like wherever you are, and they're inviting you, have a solid job offer, by all means, please do. You will really love it. People that enjoy it the most here are people that earn big money. Like you would really love it, especially expats that come from the US, UK, Canada, like if you're employed from any of these places, you really enjoy here. But if you come without a job here, you'll struggle, my darling. You will struggle because there's something about this country that sometimes even when you're making a lot of money, there's a lot of nice stuff to enjoy. Like as I am now, even if I make money, there are plenty nice stuff for you to spend money on. And before you know, like so if you don't fly yourself very well, my brother, you'll be making money and just be going through the wind. I'll be going into the winds. So if you have a good job offer from wherever you're coming from and you get like to come to Qatar, it's a lovely place to raise children, in my opinion. It's one of the best places in the world. It's safe. Apart from the school thingy, I think the government they're trying to work on that because I know currently that before a school can increase their fees, they have to send a message to the government and they have to approve before they can allow them increase their school fees. And sometimes they turn down their request because why be collecting 80,000 Qatari riyals for children that are under 12? Like, what's that? That's money for university and masters, my brother. So yeah, that's my biggest problem here. But apart from that, I think I really love living here. But and it is another question I used to get. Oh, do they give citizenship? No. Before you even get PR, self permanent residency. Yeah, they don't give citizenship even if you give us like 50 children here, even if you live there for 1,000 years. They're like Dubai. I think they're even stricter than Dubai when it comes to that. So no, you're not going to get citizenship. My children that were born here do not have that. So that's another question I usually get. What else? I think that's just about it. So so far, 4 years here. I don't know how long we're going to stay here. If if I ever leave Qatar, it will be the lack of opportunity to grow as a professional because I always think like I'm too smart to be where I am because there's not just much room for the kind of growth that you see in the West, like when it comes to job opportunities and all of that. But I mean, I never say never. Never know what tomorrow brings. I'm just hopeful. I'm always putting my best foot forward. And thank you guys for watching this video. And I'm done for the content for I have been filming all day, so I just want to take this makeup off and get ready for my babies to get home. I don't know if I'll pick them or ask them to get them. This hair is I filmed it. It should be on my Instagram before this video goes up. It's from Love Me Hair. It's I don't know. It's not something I would intentionally pick, but it's the most comfortable thing for me as a mom because it's off your neck. It can be off your face, and you still look. You don't need to do too much. I'm not a lay down lace kind of person. This is not a hair video, but yeah, I just thought to mention. I'll put the link to the hair in the video, like in the description box, and I also have a discount code. Yeah, I think I'll put that too. So I just hope I've been able to go through everything I want to talk about in Qatar. Yeah, I think that's about it. I feel like I had so much more to say, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.